In recent months, you had the opportunity to rate the sets you built on our website. This gives us the opportunity for the very first time this year not only to look at my top 10 sets of the year, which will be featured in another video tomorrow, but also to see what the community liked the most. Here's how it works. We collected almost 7,000 ratings in the past months. From those, we only considered the sets that were released in 2023 and received at least 5 ratings. We then divided these sets into 3 groups. The 2 manufacturers with the most ratings, BlueBrixx and LEGO, will have their own top 5. All other manufacturers will be grouped together. From there we will determine the top 5 sets as well. So in total we will be talking about 15 sets today. Finally, we will announce the overall winner, this set of the year that received the highest rating from all of you. I would be happy if more of you continue to document your opinions on the sets you build in the SetDB next year so that the award becomes even more meaningful. Today, however, we will be awarding the Community Awards 2023 to the 15 best sets of the year. And we will start this round with BlueBrixx, and here we have the number 5. The Blaustein Castle Advent Calendar, the 106-906 by BlueBrixx, made it into the hearts of many people and was basically sold out straight away. BlueBrixx sold this thing for 35 euros, that's 3.8 cents a piece, and I think what I've heard, because I have actually not built this set, there is a lot of folks who really love this. The idea that BlueBrixx will now also create these advent calendars that have a certain similarity to Home Alone by means that you are building a set, however, with 24 numbered bags. That's the idea. I think a great concept that LEGO started, I think, 2 years ago, that is actually now repeated by this manufacturer, and they are doing the most beloved set that they have overall, and that is Blaustein Castle. Great idea, BlueBrixx. Number 4. Bierrock Castle, in this case the base castle, the 105-506, is a great concept. A lot of folks have been looking forward to this one. It is a very simple castle. The idea is to have building techniques and a look and feel that has more similarity to kit sets of the past, and BlueBrixx also made sure that they have a lot of real good solid bricks in there. So it's not just a collection of panels like the old LEGO castles in the 80s and 90s used to be, but this behemoth weighs 2 kilograms by 1,610 pieces. This is, I think, almost a record. There are a lot of 2x4 bricks and other solid bricks in there. BlueBrixx also purchased or acquired for this set GoBricks materials, so I think it was a great building experience. Plus, it has the modularity. You can actually bring this in very different shapes, but also buy a ton of extras and additional modules to build your own castle. In theory, you could make this easily a 10,000 piece behemoth of a castle. Great concept by BlueBrixx. They are selling this thing for 90 euros, 5.6 cents a piece. Number 3. Löwenstein Castle, the 105-428, is one of the very few sets on the market that you can or could buy in LEGO and nowadays in BlueBrixx. The reason is that this was from the designer Martin, who worked for BlueBrixx for quite a while, who was also entering this Löwenstein Castle. And actually, I think this is what made him popular as a designer, or at least well known, in the Brickling designer program, or I should actually say the AFOL program from back in the day. Technically, Brickling at the time was not part of the LEGO group. Nevertheless, I think it still counts. So it's sad that a lot of folks have on the shelf, some by LEGO and some by BlueBrixx. BlueBrixx sold this thing for 130 euros, and that was 6.6 cents a piece. Not too shabby. Again, good GoBrixx material. Number 2. The USS Defiant made it on the list, the 74205, or in BlueBrixx numbers the 105-440. That a mid-size model from the Star Trek lineup made it on the list, and so high. It's really exciting for me personally. I've been a big fan of the mid-size Star Trek models. Much larger display models are also quite nice. However, I think the mid-size models very often work even better, especially on the Starfleet side, and I think you can see this here as well. The large one is nice as well, but this one here is not breaking the bank. It's only 561 pieces. BlueBrixx BlueBrixx was selling or is selling this thing for 35 euros. It has 13 prints for the money. That is not too shabby. 6.2 cents a piece. A real beauty, a nice starship, and maybe due to its size, it could even work for kids. So if you are also in the situation like me, that your kids don't even understand anymore what Star Trek was back in the day, maybe this set is your chance to bring your kids back to the table. Number 1. The best set by BlueBrixx, what a surprise, Burg Hohenzollern, the 105084. This is an architecture behemoth with 8,933 pieces, designed by BlueBrixx favorite and community favorite, I guess, from the BlueBrixx design team, Martin. That is actually the Martin we just talked about with Löwenstein Castle. BlueBrixx created the set for just 300 euros, 3.4 cents a piece. However, compared to the other two castles we just talked about, this is not based on GoBrixx material, but actually Xingbao pieces, which do not are on par when it comes to quality. The bigger issue, in my personal point of view, was the instruction. This is 8,900 pieces. BlueBrixx has never done such a huge set, and I think their entire manual concept was kind of broken by this set, if you will. So it's not an easy build, but it is a beauty. It is a castle in southern Germany. And here we go, the number 1 from the BlueBrixx lineup. With that, we're moving on to Lego, and here we again have a list of 5, so let's get started. Number 5. And this is my biggest surprise of the day, the upscaled Lego minifigure, the 40649. It is a brick-built, classic, traditional Lego minifigure, and it seems it has certain fans. At least I was surprised how high this thing was rated. I've actually not built it, so there's not much I can comment on here. However, I can say that Lego, for the 654 pieces, 1 minifigure, and a few prints, Lego was asking for 50 bucks, 7.6 cents a piece. It is an exclusive set. You can only buy this from Lego directly. It has a couple of interesting functions. I think you can move the legs, the arms, and you can actually throw the minifigure in the upscaled minifigure's head. It's a little bit like the old movie Ratatouille. Most and foremost, it has a lot of nostalgia for the good old Lego minifigure days. Number 4. Hogwarts Castle is also one of my favorites of this year's lineup by Lego, the 76419. Lego finally brought their license strengths into the architecture lineup, or the other way around, depending on from where you are coming. And I think this was a match made in heaven, so to say. 2,660 pieces. Lego is listing this one for 170 euros or US dollars. However, it is relatively broad in retail, at least over here in Europe, so there's a lot of opportunity to get discounts on this one. It has all the strengths of the architecture lineup, no stickers, a ton of prints, great building techniques, a lot of detail. It is a fun and great build. There is actually not much to complain about, besides that, of course, this is not the entirety of Hogwarts, so 1,000 pieces more, and then all the missing pieces of Hogwarts would be great, or maybe Lego an extension. However, I don't believe that this is going to happen, but there are a ton of extensions available on the mock platforms like Rebrickable, so I think this is the way to go. It is a beauty, great work by the Lego team. Number 3. Also one of my big surprises, but a positive one, is the Magical Unicorn, the 31140 from the Creator 3-in-1 lineup. I'm a big fan of the entire line, however, that this very tiny set, what made it on the list, makes me happy, but of course also surprised me. It doesn't have to be 2,000 or 3,000 pieces. In this case, it's just 145, but actually it is one of the most rated sets in the DB from Lego. No, not the most, but it's top tier for a 2023 set. So there are a lot of folks who have built it, which is understandable because it is more, but nevertheless, I was a bit surprised, especially considering that the Hogwarts was below it when it comes to the rating. Number 2. The Ideas Viking Village, the 21343, not a big surprise that this one made it here into the list. I mean, there is nothing to complain about. It is a certain homage, if you will, on the old Viking series, which of course also means that it's not historically accurate in any shape or form, especially if you look at the Viking helmets. These are of course stereotypes and have nothing to do with Viking reality, but I think it is a nice touch that Lego has of course also picked up a little bit their own history, but they also create a really great great set out of the ideas design, which was already pretty great. And they added great prints to it, amazing minifigures, not too many. However, I think what also got a lot of folks really excited is the price point, just 140 euros. That's almost unheard of from Lego, 6.7 cents a piece. So this is really great, and I think the price is also one of the reasons why this set has so many fans. But the Lego Ideas team has also done a great design job here. Number 1. Not a surprise to me, but the Lord of the Rings Rivendell, the 10316, made it to the top of the list with quite a margin compared to the Viking Village. It was not a cheap set, 500 euros, 8.1 cents a piece. However, especially here in Europe, you get a lot of discount on this one, was what really surprised me. It is to a certain degree similar to Centriperk. That was also a beautiful set back in the day, but was also usually sold with heavy discounts. I don't know how this happened, and this is the same case here. However, let's talk about this set. An amazing design, beautiful minifigures, great building techniques, great building experience. There's almost nothing to complain about. I think the only thing I personally complained about a bit was the stickers. I would have wished that Lego would have used prints here instead, but there is actually a ton of prints in here. That's not a problem, it's just the wrong ones if you ask me. But anyhow, building great. It looks amazing. It is modular to a certain degree. You have so much potential in this one to recreate all your favorite scenes from Rivendell. It is a great set. In regards to the future of Lord of the Rings at Lego, of course, there's rumors that we will see a large set next year as well in 2024. However, it's supposed to be one of the towers. That's, I think, the current rumor. And I mean, that means a lot of black. I'm not sure if I'm a big fan of that, but this one here is colorful. It looks beautiful. And of course, me personally, I have really high hopes because of this set for the upcoming Dungeons & Dragons set by Lego. Let's see how that goes. And with that, we are moving on to the mixed category, where actually it was a bit more complicated to make sure that this set actually released in 2023. The reason is that a lot of manufacturers, especially from China, are used as a release date the day where they released it on their own homepage. However, it's not unheard of by these brands that sometimes Chinese retailers have these sets in stock before the official website that is usually in most cases designed for Western markets actually has listed it there. Sometimes there can even be weeks or months in between. However, I did use the release date. With that, however, the 5 sets we are talking about now, there was never a big issue. It was clear that they were released this year. So let's get started with number 5. The London Underground Station by Cada, the 66008, designed by Tobias Thieme, who is actually here from Germany as well, is a beautiful and amazing set. I think the only problem that I personally had with this one was the pure amount of stickers. There is nothing printed in here. Everything that you see is a sticker sheet, and without the sticker it doesn't look that nice. So that is definitely something you have to take into account. However, next to that you had 1,836 pieces, as always with Cada, very good piece quality, and Cada itself is asking for $80. However, it's not that easy to get your hands onto this set, so usually you cannot really expect many discounts, but I think it's worth the money, absolutely. Tobias has done a great design. There's a couple of very fun and interesting functions inside. So you have a ticket machine, and there are other Technic functions in there that are just so much joy to build and so much fun as well. Cada also included again a lighting kit, which looks quite nice. It's not the same thing that you get from brands like Funhole, but it is a nice extra. Number 4. The Kobe BR52 steam locomotive, in this case is 6280. However, they had like 3 or 4 different variants of this locomotive, different colors for instance, but also in different lengths. But at the end of the day, we are not talking about the 6280. However, it stands, I think, for an entire group. So it may even be, if you put all of them together, that you have a lot more ratings that we actually took into account because we just looked at the individual set. Anyhow, this thing here is Kobe's big entry into trains, brick built trains, and a lot of folks had very high hopes. And I think Kobe has met the expectation. This locomotive is a real beauty. Pieces are very nice. Of course, Kobe is doing great black pieces. We have pad printed, of course, everything. The entire design, this is of course Kobe's strength. However, it is a pure display piece, so it cannot be easily motorized. It's not designed to be actually put on a track and put a motor in, and I think this is the biggest complaint a lot of folks were having. Nevertheless, that it made it on the list shows that a lot of folks were really cheering about what Kobe did here. And if we see at what Lego recently did with the Orient Express, I think you can see why this thing made it on the list. Kobe was selling this executive edition over here in Europe for 200 euros. Could get it sometimes with a pretty nice discount. However, because it is the executive edition, I think these times are over. But if you're still in the market for this one, I think I would look for one of the standard editions. Number 3. That Funhole smallest set of the year, the 1919, the Steampunk Hot Rod, made it on the list, gives me a lot of joy. I mean, it's so cool that, you know, you don't have to bring 2, 3, 5 or 10,000 pieces. Sometimes it's just enough to have 282, a nice lighting, a couple of fun prints, a nice minifigure, and here you go. It is a great set. I had so much fun with this one myself, and yeah, it shows that you don't need to bring these large amounts of pieces, just a good design, and you have a top contender here for set of the year. Actually, Funhole was listing this one for $28, and yeah, I think they have a great package here. Again, the great Funhole lighting. They really know how lighting works. This is a brand that is behind Lighttailing and BlueBrixx, so that is understandable, but also design is quite nice, a lot of fun. You can, as always, connect this one to a USB plug or actually have a battery pack included that actually is in the car itself, so you have a great lighting but still highly mobile. Great design by Funhole, amazing set. Not a surprise that it made it on the list. Number 2. Even lesser a surprise is, of course, that one of the very few Kobe battleships that they made this year made it on the list. In this case, of course, it is the Bismarck, the 4840, in this case in the executive edition. However, the standard edition, the 4841, is also a great set. The difference is not that big. We had, of course, the sister ship, Tirpitz, last year, was already beloved by many, and now we have the more well-known sibling, the Bismarck, as well. Kobe was actually selling the executive edition for 210 euros. This is practically, because it is an executive edition, usually not many discounts. This is what you had to buy it for. However, nowadays it's not that easy to get your hands on this one already. However, I would, as always, recommend just go for the standard edition. It's fine. It's basically the engine room that is the difference. It is a great model. Kobe is really, you know, on a great path, making their models over the iterations better and better. And nowadays there are no stickers anymore. It's all pad printed. In fact, this thing has 54 prints, not too shabby. And yeah, Kobe really knows how to make battleships. However, they have thrown out so many last year especially that this year got a lot more stagnant. Basically, after the Bismarck, not much was coming anymore. Of course, a lot of folks are hoping that next year will be a better year for the battleship fans of Kobe. Number 1. The best set in this category is the Funhole Hunting Cabin, the 9018, and yes, I can understand why it is beloved by so many. It's also my favorite Funhole set of this year, and I think what is really great about this one is that Funhole really this time created an entire building. That means you have 4 walls, it's highly modular, and it just looks great from every angle, and it's very flexible what you can do with the set, and I think this really convinced a lot of folks, plus a very nice and coherent design. I mean, if you really need a tree that is enlightened, is a bit strange, and I question if that is really necessary, but nevertheless, that is basically the only issue that this set has. It is great in any way, shape or form. Funhole is generally listing this one for $119 US. That's 5.8 cents a piece, but keep in mind this is BlueBrixx material, great packaging, great manual, great instruction, one of the best I think in the market next to Lego, also in digital form, really great building experience. But of course there's the lighting included. Like I said, this is like a BlueBrixx or a Lighttailing kit, so usually for a set this size you would easily pay just 30, 40, maybe even $50 for the lighting. and this is already included. So these sets are a real bargain, and very often you get this by Funhole with a large discount through their Amazon store. So the usual strategy over here in the West is that they use their own Amazon marketplace store, and you get very often very good discounts on this one. So it is a great bargain, it looks great, and it's very flexible in what you can do with it. Great set, and understandable, the number one in this category. With that, we are coming to the answer to the question, what is now the best set of the year? And it is Rivendell. Lego has done a great job here. I just talked about it. There's not much to add about what I said before. Just all our hopes are on this set going forward, that we will see more high fantasy from Lego and hopefully more of these kind of brilliant designs that they did here. Like I said, there's almost nothing not to like about this one. The Lego design team has done a great job. Of course, The Lord of the Rings is a beloved license or a beloved brand or novel series. So we all love the great work of Tolkien, all the stuff that he has brought to our world of literature and culture. And Lego, I think, has done a great job here for this set. So absolutely understandable. And I'm personally really looking forward now to 2024, what all of these companies are going to bring us. My big ask is going forward. Obviously, we started this SetDB rating feature just a couple of months ago, so it may not be known to many of you. Of course, I do hope that going forward in next year, you will also start rating all the sets that you have built on our website. Just go to merlinsbrixx.com or setdb.org, and then on the respective page that, of course, they are also always linked in my videos in the video description. Go on the site, register in 2 seconds if you haven't done it, and then just rate 1 to 10 stars for the set that you have actually built, you had your hands on. And then hopefully next year we will have a lot more ratings with a higher quantity, so to say, that we actually have a stronger opinion here from the community. But the community awards, 15 awards this year. I think all these companies have done a great job, brought us all a lot of joy. Let's see what 2024 brings us.